Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Bold and Beautiful shocker. Spoiler is hiding Sheila. Since Bold and Beautiful just revealed that Sheila is alive and was never dead in the first place, it begs the question, why has she been in hiding? We had an idea about that we have a hunch the show won't run with. Read it here. She's not the type to cut her losses, consider herself lucky that she wasn't on the wrong side of Steffi's kitchen knife, and get the hell out of Dodge, especially not with Deacon and Finn in LA. The only thing that we can figure is that Sheila isn't staying off the grid by choice. Who would be brave or crazy enough to hold her captive though? We can only think of 3 people. If the tycoon decided to finish what he and Ridge started and get Sheila out of all of their lives for good, he might have sneakily had her kidnapped and tossed in a cell, maybe Justin's old cage, or maybe Bill has reproposed the sex den he had built for himself and Brooke. His next move would then be to ship her overseas to a maximum security private prison of his own devising. That way, there would be no danger of Deacon or Finn finding her, and Bill could enjoy Zoom calls in which he taunts Sheila about how wonderfully their lives are going without her in them. Considering his dark past, we'd be fools not to imagine Michael capable of staging an abduction with no intention of ever releasing his prisoner. He'd also consider it a kindness to withhold the information from wife Lauren. She already thinks that Sheila's dead, and thanks to him, for all practical purposes, she would be. Hell, the endeavor might even be being bankrolled by Michael's boss Victor Newman. Dealing with a psycho of his own lately, he'd for sure understand Michael's desire to ensure that Sheila never cause him or his missus another moment of panic. Speaking of powerful characters, the Prince of Morocco, who saved Taylor's life not once but twice, would have been only too willing to prove his undying devotion to his Layla by ordering his henchmen to visit LA and return home with the most unwilling guest of the palace, the madwoman who for so long filled Taylor and her family's lives with terror. He'd only want one thing in return for locking Sheila in the dungeon, Taylor back in his arms. Seeing this as the only surefire way to get rid of Sheila, Taylor agrees, which would at least explain her absence as Thomas was breaking up with Hope and Steffi was dealing with PTSD. In the heart of the bustling city, where skyscrapers kissed the clouds and the streets hummed with the rhythm of life, there existed a clandestine world. A world of glamour, ambition, and secrets. Amidst the glitz and glamour, nestled in the folds of luxurious fabrics and sparkling jewels, lay a tale that would shake the very foundations of society. A tale of boldness and beauty, of shocks and scandals, where truth and deception danced a dangerous tango. At the epicenter of this saga stood Sheila, a name whispered in hushed tones, a figure draped in mystery and allure. She moved through the corridors of power with the grace of a queen and the cunning of a serpent, leaving a trail of admirers and adversaries in her wake. Her beauty was legendary, her charm irresistible, but behind the facade lurked shadows of enigma. For years, Sheila had been the darling of the elite, her presence gracing the most exclusive gatherings and her influence shaping destinies. Yet beneath the veneer of sophistication lay a secret so potent it threatened to unravel the very fabric of her existence. It was a crisp autumn evening when the first whispers of scandal began to circulate. Gossips like wildfire spread tales of a shocking revelation, a revelation that would shatter illusions and rewrite narratives. And at the center of it all was Sheila, her name embroiled in a controversy that promised to eclipse even the brightest stars. The revelation came like a thunderclap, a bolt from the blue that sent shockwaves reverberating through society's upper echelons. For hidden beneath the layers of silk and satin, behind the carefully crafted persona of elegance and poise, lurked a truth that defied belief. Sheila, the epitome of grace and sophistication, was harboring a secret that would defy conventions and challenge perceptions. The revelation sent ripples of disbelief through the city, a city that prided itself on its sophistication and discernment. How could someone so poised, so perfect, be hiding such a scandalous truth? The question echoed through the corridors of power, fueling speculation and intrigue. Yet, amidst the chaos and confusion, there were those who remained steadfast in their support of Sheila. To them she was more than just a scandalous headline, she was a friend, a confidant, a pillar of strength in times of turmoil. They refused to believe the rumors, choosing instead to stand by her side. The revelation was too much to bear, a betrayal of trust that could not be overlooked. They turned their backs on Sheila, their admiration turning to disdain as they grappled with the enormity of her deception. To them she was no longer the epitome of beauty and grace, but a pariah, a cautionary tale of the dangers of illusion and deceit. As the scandal continued to unfold, Sheila found herself at the center of a maelstrom, a whirlwind of accusations and recriminations that threatened to engulf her. Yet, amidst the chaos, she remained resolute, her gaze steely and unwavering, for Sheila knew that beneath the scandalous headlines and the whispers of betrayal lay a truth that only she could comprehend, a truth that would ultimately set her free. And so, with unwavering determination, Sheila embarked on a journey of self-discovery and redemption. Along the way, she faced obstacles and adversaries, challenges and setbacks, but through it all, she remained steadfast in her resolve, for she knew that the path to true liberation was fraught with peril, but the rewards were worth the risks. In the end, it was not the scandalous revelation that defined Sheila, but her response to it, a response marked by courage, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to the truth. And as she emerged from the shadows of scandal, she did so not as a fallen idol, but as a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, beauty and boldness could prevail. In the picturesque hamlet of Willow Springs, nestled amidst the whispering pines and rolling meadows, secrets wove themselves into the very fabric of the community, but none could have prepared the quaint town for the thunderclap of revelation that shattered its tranquil facade. At the heart of this unfolding drama stood Sheila Morrison, a woman of enigmatic allure and unfathomable depths. With cascading auburn locks that danced in the wind like flames licking at the night sky, and eyes the color of ancient secrets, she had long been the subject of whispered gossip and speculative glances. Sheila was a puzzle, her past veiled in shadows and half-truths. Some whispered she was a nomad, wandering from town to town, leaving a trail of broken hearts in her wake. Others claimed she was a lost heiress, fleeing from the suffocating embrace of privilege in search of something more profound. But no one knew for certain, for Sheila guarded her secrets with the tenacity of a dragon protecting its hoard. Yet it was on a balmy summer evening, beneath the flickering glow of streetlights and the symphony of crickets, that the truth began to unfurl like the petals of a forbidden flower. It started innocuously enough, with the disappearance of Mrs. Eleanor Finch, the town's beloved librarian and unofficial matriarch. The entire town was plunged into a maelstrom of speculation and fear as days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of the kindly spinster. As suspicion cast its long shadow over Willow Springs, eyes turned to Sheila Morrison, for she had been the last to be seen in Mrs. Finch's company, a fact that ignited the flames of accusation and mistrust. But Sheila remained steadfast in her silence, her lips sealed like a tomb. And so life in Willow Springs carried on, albeit with a pall of unease that hung heavy in the air. Then, one fateful night, the silence was shattered by the piercing wail of sirens and the frenetic dance of flashing lights. The townsfolk emerged from their homes like moths drawn to a flame, their hearts heavy with dread as they converged upon the source of the commotion. It was at the old mill, a relic of a bygone era, where the truth lay waiting to be unearthed. As the authorities descended upon the dilapidated structure, their flashlights cutting through the darkness like blades, they stumbled upon a scene that would haunt their nightmares for years to come. There, amidst the rusted machinery and the musty scent of decay, lay the figure of Mrs. Eleanor Finch, her frail form crumpled like a discarded marionette. But it was not the sight of her lifeless body that sent shockwaves rippling through the crowd. No, it was the revelation that followed, like a bolt of lightning illuminating the darkest corners of the night. For standing over the fallen librarian, her hands stained crimson with blood, was none other than Sheila Morrison. The gasps that rippled through the crowd were drowned out by the cacophony of disbelief and horror. How could someone so beguiling, so ethereal, be capable of such a heinous act?